Hello friends, welcome to my channel of Bad Decisions and Pure Awkwardness. I'm your host Elizabeth. Today's video, I want to talk about my beauty wish list. I don't have a huge collection compared to a lot of people who make videos like I do. I see all these videos on all of my palettes and ranking all of my palettes, and there's a tag of like my oldest palette, my newest palette. I don't have a big collection, so I can't do that tag, sadly. It's fine. I don't know if I want a huge collection, but I do see stuff online and I'm like, I kind of want that. So, well, I tried to pick something in every category. So foundation, blush, yada yada yada. And there are some just brands that I want to try. The first thing that's on my beauty wish list is the Pure 4-in-1 Selfie Foundation. Raw Beauty Christy uses it in like almost every video, and it makes me want it. I do have a little sample, and it's so small that I don't know if I can gather an opinion about it. I like to try foundations for more than like a few days. I'm sure a lot of people like that, and if you're wearing makeup every day, there's just not enough in here for you to use it every day. I think I have a little tiny bit left. I tried it right before the quarantine thing, and then I was sick, and so I didn't try it, and I found it in my drawer this weekend. So I was like, I really want to try more of this. I just don't know if there's enough in here to really gather an opinion about it. I also know that it comes in 100 shades, which I think is really cool. I like that more brands are coming out with a wider shade range. It retails for $36, which isn't too bad. I've paid more. I used to use the Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation, and I really liked it, and it was when my skin was a lot more oily. It's not as oily anymore, so my skin's gone through a pretty big journey these last few years. But I usually try to stick to like lighter weight foundations now, not so thick and heavy and full coverage. The next thing on my list is the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. It retails for $52. I know that they have a, I guess it's like a balm primer and also a liquid primer. I'm willing to try either one because I've heard really good things about both. The only primer that I've really liked was the Laura Geller, I believe it's called Spackle primer. That's the only one that left my skin feeling like soft and not sticky, and it actually did keep the foundation on my face. If anybody else knows a good primer for oily skin, especially an oily forehead, let me know. I would also like to try their water cream. That just sounds very luxurious and pretty. Water cream. Doesn't that just sound like luxury? The water cream is $68. We know that I'm poor and I'm not gonna pay that. But it is on my wish list. If I one day end up making tons of money and want to splurge on something, I'll invest in some Tatcha. The next thing that I keep seeing everywhere, and it's driving me crazy, is the Fenty cream blushes and cream bronzers. They look so pretty. I've been very into cream products lately. I know I said I have oily skin, but I've also learned to work with my oily skin so that I can use more cream products. It just looks healthier. I don't know. Why do I like cream products? It just looks really pretty on your skin. Oh my gosh, Waffles, it's your best friend. Waffles, your best friend is outside. I haven't seen him in months. Hi, buddy. Anyway, I try not to put so many cream products on my forehead because I am oily, and cream products just kind of slide right off of my forehead. I do a little bit of like bronzer here, which you've probably noticed in my first video because I noticed it and it was really bad. I didn't blend it in fully. Don't judge me. Also, today's juice brought to you by Winking Owl. Not sponsored. $2.93. Worth every penny. I've watched several reviews one day and they were all very good reviews. The only complaint I think a lot of people had was that the blushes are in a smaller container than the bronzers. You're getting more in the bronzer, but I don't know that I care. And the colors are very unique for blushes, but watching people like Raw Beauty Christy reviewing them and putting like a purple blush on her cheeks, it actually looked really good. And that's not something that I would have purchased, but now I want it. The Fenty bronzers are $32. Like I said, they come in a larger pan, and the blushes are $20. The next thing I've heard of just recently, but apparently it's been a thing for years, is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I think it's a highlighter, if I'm not mistaken, question mark. It retails for $44. I watched a video with Sam Ravindall and Raw Beauty Christy, and it was one of their older like collab videos, and Sam Ravindall was like, oh my gosh, this is the best stuff ever. And I was like, sure it is. And then I started watching more videos and everybody looked so pretty wearing that. So thanks, guys. I'm gonna be poor because it's $44. As far as eyeshadow palettes go, right now I'm not really lusting after any eyeshadow palettes. I'm kind of uninspired by like new releases as far as eye palettes go. They kind of all just look the same, and I'm ready for some like innovation and different color concepts. I think that's why I like Juvia's place so much, because they have such interesting color concepts of their eyeshadow palettes that normally you would look at and you'd be like, that doesn't go together, but you can create some really cool looks with them. I didn't film this look just because I'm lazy, so I used this one mostly, and if I find the pin from Pinterest, I will link it down below. In my outer corner, I used these two shades right here. I used this on the lid, and this brown in the crease. I mixed it with another palette that had like a cooler tone brown, and then I used this gold shade from the Nomad palette as like kind of like the liner part. That is some good cheap wine. I will say that the Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes look stunning. If I were to pick one, I don't know which one I would pick, because like I said, I'm not really like excited about any particular color story from anyone, but watching the videos of that eyeshadow applied just looks very tempting. Those eyeshadow palettes retail for $125. Sorry, Pat. Not gonna happen this year. Another kind of expensive eyeshadow palette, or eyeshadow palettes that I would want, but I'm not gonna necessarily invest in just yet, are the Makeup Geek Matrix System palettes. So there is a neutral palette, and then there is a more colorful palette, and I want both. Do I need both? No. I've tried Makeup Geek shadows in the past and I really like them. I just found a quad on sale, I think, right before their relaunch, brand relaunch. But it was like an orange quad, so it's very pretty and I use it sometimes, but I want more. I did end up ordering some stuff online. Has anybody else had like really hard time staying away from online shopping right now. I find it hard to not spend money right now, and I find myself trying to buy stupid shit. So yesterday I almost spent $55 on cat bandanas. Not like bandanas that have like a cat print, but like bandanas for my cat. I bought a wig, but that'll be in another video. I bought my cat a play tunnel, so expect some like hauls. This situation is driving me crazy. I'm not used to having all of my hair pulled back. I usually have some bangs, and I have a higher forehead, and I'm like a little bit self-conscious about that. So I got some headbands to help with taming this and making it look normal and making myself feel better about it. So there'll be like a headband haul if you're interested. Back to the topic. I'm not into nail art. I actually really suck at painting my nails. My nails normally stay bare because I'm just lazy, and nail polish just always comes off of my nails within like a couple days. But I've been, you know, really taking care of them, and I've tried to paint them, and I had them painted for about 4 days and nothing happened, and then they started chipping. So then I took off the nail polish and I painted them with a different color, and then those chipped within a day, and then I just got really mad. So here we are. God damn it, Simply Nailogical. She got me. She got me good on that Holo Taco shit. I haven't made a purchase yet, but I want to. It was another one of those things where I was like, I'm gonna spend $70 on nail polish today. It's a great idea. The last video she did was where she broke a nail and she was like breaking it to her family and stuff, which I thought was really funny, but then she was painting her nails and it was just soothing. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was the thing I mentioned in my first video, I believe, is a dupe for the NARS Velvet Matte Crayon pencils, something like that. I can never get the name right. But I've tried ones from Ulta, Sephora. It's just not the same. So I'm always on the hunt for that. And maybe I need to spend a little more than like $8 and just suck it up. Waffles? Where are you, honey? Come here. Uh-oh, I think he's worried. No. Thank you, boo-boo. You can sit right here. I'm also looking for a cool toned contour. I get very confused by contour colors because some people say that contouring colors should be on the gray side, the gray cool tone side, and then other people use bronzer as contour, but then other people will prefer cooler toned bronzers. So I'm just very confused. I prefer, on my skin tone, a cooler tone contour. Not that I use contour that much. I guess I like it under my chin because I have double chins. Other than that, I don't really care. Since there's so much conflicting information, maybe somebody can clear it up for me. Please do, because I'm so confused. I'm also always on the hunt for a good eye primer. The only eye primer that I've actually liked that isn't really an eye primer, that actually holds my eye makeup on, is the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk. And I know this is like an old staple of everybody's, but find me another primer because everything else that I've tried is too oily for my eyes. And I don't like concealer either because it's also a little bit too hydrating. My eyelids are very, very oily. My whole face is oily. you know what dries that out. I'm also very into bright eyeliners lately. I went on a bright eyeliner kick and I bought a ton. I plan to do like a video on that because I've got pinks, I've got blues, I've got bright purples, yellow, red, tons of them. I also am on the hunt for glitter liner. I've seen a lot of really cool like cut crease looks that have glitter eyeliner in the crease and they're really pretty. I don't have any pencils that I can use that get that precise of a line. I'm always on the hunt for a good setting spray with the finest mist. And I have a few that I like, but I don't know if they're necessarily like the finest mist. I do like Ofra's Makeup Fixer. It's a light, refreshing mist that keeps makeup in place all day long. Does it make my makeup last longer? I don't know. Does any makeup setting spray? And then I just got the Milani Make It Last setting spray. Prime, correct, and set. Oh yeah, let's do some more. So soothing, isn't it? Whether setting spray really works or not, like I said, I don't know, but it is lovely. I used to use like just a rose water. I think it was too oily for my skin. And of course I've tried the all-nighter setting spray, which I like a lot. The only thing comparable that actually holds my makeup in place is the NYX matte setting spray. But I'm always on the lookout for a new setting spray that just gives a fine mist that just feels nice on the skin. Always, always, always looking for waterproof mascaras. I have super watery eyes. Whenever I'm at work or I know I'm going to be out for a long period of time, I want waterproof mascara because my eyes water so bad and they itch so bad. Anytime I'm not using a waterproof mascara, there's flakes everywhere or on top. Also, I tend to cry sometimes unexpectedly. And that can be embarrassing if you're not wearing waterproof mascara because people know you're crying if you're not wearing waterproof mascara. And then they ask you if you're okay and you're like, you're just making me cry more because you're asking me if I'm okay. Non-cakey concealers. I have had the hardest time finding a good concealer. Now, granted, I've only been using concealer for about 2 years now. I didn't start noticing like fine lines and dark circles and everything until a couple years ago. So I tried concealer and I was like, holy moly, that makes a big difference. We're gonna wear that every day. I only have 4 concealers. This is like pretty much gone. Actually, I probably need to get rid of this. The Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. It's one of the better ones that I've tried. This is the Juvia's Place. I don't know what it's called. It's from Juvia's Place. It's the concealer. It's good. I don't know if it's like my favorite, but it's good. Another one that I really, really like is actually from Ulta. I believe it's their waterproof concealer. If I find it, I'll link it, or I'll at least mention it below. It is so good, but you don't get much product, so it doesn't last very long. Robbie D. Christie's favorite is the No Filter Concealer by Colourpop, and yeah, might be too cakey and creasy for my under eyes. I recently tried the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. Again, it's fine, but it's not like the best thing I've ever tried. Now, One thing that I've tried recently that I love is the Staysurance Water Sealed Zero Smudge Concealer from J-Cat Beauty, which was only like $3. And this is probably the best thing I've found so far. It goes on smooth, it blends into the skin, it doesn't crease. So products need to be more like you. The last thing I want to talk about is my brows. I'm not great at brows. I'm not great at putting on lashes, and I'm not great at doing my brows. Please help me. I used to not really care about my brows, and I don't know that I still really care about them. The problem I find is finding the right shade, because my hair is kind of red and brown. A lot of products are too red, and then a lot of products are too dark and too brown. So I just need like a healthy medium, and I've tried Auburn from a lot of different companies. It's still too red. So I end up mixing a lot. Sometimes I'll use my It Cosmetics Use Sculpted palette for brows. That's where a lot of like these darker shades, it's where a lot of that went. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you like this video. Please let me know if you like any products that you've tried. If you have oily skin, for the love of God, please tell me what you use so that I can use it. Because I have the hardest time finding anybody on YouTube except for Robert Welsh who has oily skin that can recommend me products or techniques. So please, if you have oily skin, please help me. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Okay, bye!